Okay, here we are on the third video. Man, I thought I was gonna. I really don't want to make long videos. I want to keep my videos short. But again, we're talking about mirror talks. We're talking about a lack of confidence and the experiences that when I go back into my past and I put myself in those experiences where I made decisions or I was whether it was sports or whether it had to do with women or whether it had to do with some kind of of work, whatever it was that I went through back there. As a child, I was traumatized as a child. Somewhere along the line, there were seeds. Obviously, there were seeds planted into my subconscious early on, very early on. And some of these things I won't get into because they're very hurtful. And I've had to go back and look at my life and think about, for many years, I'm going to be 51 years young. For many years, I lived my life with a false sense of pride. I lived my life with a lack of self-confidence, a lack of self-belief. But that was stemmed from people were always making decisions for me. The military made a lot of decisions for me. I just followed the plan. Up until the age of 18, you live at home. A lot of decisions, in a sense, are made at home for you because you're not really out on your own. And of course, I was very promiscuous at a very early age. I started experimenting with drugs at a very early age. Those were escapes for me. Those were, as I think about it, those were the things that helped me to become sort of confident in a way. Like people drink alcohol, they call it liquid courage. A lot of people become very, very bold. And of course, it's a false boldness, it's a false pride, it's a false self-confidence because it's not real. It doesn't come from within. It comes from external sources. And I'm sharing this with you because I'm beginning to fine tune a little bit more of where I'm headed with my vision. I'm going to be doing some blogging and I'm going to be really focusing on my life coaching services that I'm going to provide. And it really deals with this area. I consider myself today more than ever an expert in self-confidence. And it's really cool to be able to say that as a soldier of self-mastery. I don't live my life in fear. I face my fears. Of course, there are fears that pop up. There are risks. There are new things that I'm challenged by. But the confidence that I have now comes from within. It doesn't come from external sources. But I remember wrestling. I remember the wrestling team. I remember the track team back in high school. I remember many, many classes that I wonder if maybe the teachers just wanted me out of those classes. They felt sorry for me or whatever, but I just did not have any self-belief. I did not have any self-confidence. And again, it goes back to a lot of what I went through as a child. But and again, I'm a firm believer in the scriptures. I'm a firm believer in the Bible. We're already flawed. Sin, our nature, is flawed from birth. But obviously, we're taught from an early age forward. We're taught how to think, how to behave. We're influenced by circumstances and people, family members and so forth. And all of those belief systems begin to lodge into our subconscious, and that's what we live by. And those belief systems actually begin to control us. And early on, some terrible seeds were planted in my mind. And as I reflect, man, for many years, before the Navy, during the service, I made a lot of bad decisions while I was in the service also. I drank a lot of alcohol. I abused my body. I made a lot of bad decisions when it came to relationships. Even though I traveled all over the world, I don't, in fact, I don't even know how, at times, how I made it through the military. When I was on the ship, when I was working, that was work. You know, you're told what to do basically, so you follow a plan. It's not that difficult. But when you're outside and you have freedom, that is a whole another story. And I did some very foolish things. So here we are at the end of this video. As I said, I'm not going to keep these videos long. We're going to make them short, a series of videos here. I may end up finishing up with the next one, maybe the next two. So remember to comment, subscribe, like, and share. I'm going to see you on my very next video with some more content. Peace.